Dub Nation, what's good? Welcome into Golden State Warriors Today by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Chase Sr. Warriors taking on the Philadelphia 76ers at the Chase Center tonight in front of a national audience. But today, we are discussing some Warriors trade rumors, so let's dive into it. The New Orleans Pelicans, folks, are off to a disastrous start without the services of Zion Williamson. 3-16 to begin the season, second to last place in the Western Conference, ahead of the Houston Rockets, who only have one win so far during this early portion of the campaign. And Sports Illustrated put together an article and a story explaining why the Golden State Warriors should trade Andrew Wiggins for Brandon Ingram, which I think is a ludicrous idea. Why is that? Andrew Wiggins is playing arguably the best basketball of his career. I think he's way too vital to the Warriors roster right now. And Golden State, without Klay Thompson, an NBA best record at 15-2. Let's take a look at what those frauds from Sports Illustrated had to say about this trade proposal. The Warriors had a player by the name of Kevin Durant, remember him, for 3 seasons, and made the NBA Finals in all 3 of those years, winning 2 NBA championships. No, Brandon Ingram is nowhere near the player that Durant is, but they have a very similar body and play a very similar style of basketball. The Warriors already proved that they can add a player like Durant into a lineup with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. So it's clear that there would be no problem adding in Ingram. The Warriors also have a highly paid player in Andrew Wiggins that they could use to match salaries in a trade and have a plethora of young players they could send in New Orleans to entice them. Here's the deal. The Warriors don't need to make this trade. Andrew Wiggins is playing excellent basketball. These young players on the roster, while they are valuable trade assets, are also playing a pivotal role for the Warriors in those bench units. Golden State has a roster that's 15 players deep, and when you're 15-2 without Klay Thompson, why would you even mess with this roster right now? I actually think Andrew Wiggins, even though he's not averaging as many points as Brandon Ingram, is more valuable than Ingram with the current construction of this roster because of what he's able to do and the impact he's able to make on both ends of the floor. I think Brandon Ingram, it's becoming more and more apparent, is a good stats, bad team guy. On a bad team, he's going to be able to put up numbers. But on a good team, what is his influence going to be? I don't think it's going to be the influence of an Andrew Wiggins. Now, this year, Brandon Ingram without Zion has had to put the team on his back, but it's a really bad Pelican squad. 21 points per game, 6.5 rebounds. He's shooting 41.6% from the floor and a very good number from beyond the arc at 39%. But Andrew Wiggins is valuable to the Warriors not only because of what he does offensively, especially when guys like Steph Curry and Draymond Green need a rest, but Wiggins is a much better defender than Brandon Ingram. And a couple of years ago, Brandon Ingram made massive strides on the defensive end of the floor because he has that length, he has that athleticism to really thrive and flourish as a defender. But that defensive ability has kind of tailed off the last couple of years, whereas for Andrew Wiggins, it's gone up, and the team style of basketball has really fit him perfectly, and I think he feels really comfortable right now, which is why we're seeing Andrew Wiggins play the way that he is playing. Right now, the Warriors should not mess with what they have going on. An NBA best record at 15-2, the semblance in which they play with, the style in which they exude is beautiful. And the style really reminds me of that style when they were competing for NBA championships during that dynastic run. There's that saying out there that we all know, don't fix what ain't broken. That message can be sent to Bob Myers. The last 2 games, we've really seen what Andrew Wiggins is capable of. Over the weekend, he was excellent in that win against the Pistons without Steph and without Draymond. He was really asked, alongside Jordan Poole, to be the key player offensively, and he rose to the occasion to do that. And then on Sunday night against the Toronto Raptors, once again, he was able to come through in the clutch. Last 2 games for Wiggs, 29.5 points per game. He was asked to shoot it a lot, 19.5 field goal attempts, and he shot more than 50% from the floor. 58% from distance. I'm not saying that this is who Andrew Wiggins is going to be on a nightly basis. What I am saying, though, he is perfect for this roster right now for Steve Kerr. So I want to challenge you with this question because I know some Warriors fans are very high on Brandon Ingram. If you could pick one player among these 2, who would you roll with? Andrew Wiggins type AW, Brandon Ingram type BI? That's going to be the pinned comment, so let me know right now. Holiday season is here with Thanksgiving tomorrow. In advance, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And because this is the biggest drinking night of the year, cheers to all of you. But Christmas, Hanukkah, the gifting season right around the corner as well. What better way to treat yourself, a loved one, or a friend with this fresh Warriors hoodie? Crazy deal right now. It used to be $70. It's now on sale for $25 only if you use that link down below. It's chatsports.com/Warriors hoodie. I'm about to cop this hoodie. Nike, really good material, love supporting the Dubs. Be like me, get some fresh gear for yourself or a loved one or a friend by using that link down below. And you have to use it for that deal to apply, and also so that Fanatics, today's presenting sponsor, knows that Chat Sports sent you. I was listening to a podcast this morning with Colin, Cowherd, and Marcus Thompson, who has a couple of books out on the Warriors. He's really tapped into this organization, and they were talking about this really impressive start that the Warriors are out to. And Colin Cowherd had said, look, when I look at this roster, I don't know if the Warriors, need to make any trades, and I really don't think Golden State needs to. And Marcus Thompson was in agreement on that. Now, I take stock in this because he knows what's happening with the Dubs. When you write books on franchises, you have to have some inside sources. So Colin Cowherd asked him, is Andrew Wiggins not a trade asset anymore? And Marcus Thompson said this, which I thought was interesting, and I wanted to pass it along. Nah, Wiggins is not a trade piece at all. The thing is, they would have to give something up with him in order to move him because he's making $30+ million over the next couple of years. That's a lot of money to trade. So it's not the most movable contract. And they don't want to give Andrew Wiggins up straight up. They're definitely not putting a pick with him or another player with him or Jonathan Kuminga. Andrew Wiggins is staying. The Warriors love him. Wiggins is like the trophy for the Warriors way right now. Bring us your overlooked, bring us your downtrodden, bring us your forgotten stars, and we'll show them how to play our way, and we will resurrect their careers. He is their poster child for that. And all of this really is so true. Andrew Wiggins for D'Angelo Russell, pretty much. That was a trade a couple of years ago. D'Angelo Russell is a solid player in a bad environment, but the Warriors are the overwhelming winners of that trade. Because if you have D'Angelo Russell on this roster right now, I just don't think he plays a winning brand of basketball, whereas Andrew Wiggins does. And because he has been put into the perfect situation with a great family that has a lot of harmony and a well-run organization, that has brought the best out in Andrew Wiggins. And a lot of you watching are probably asking this. During that Warriors dynastic run right now, why are the Warriors able to fit anybody in so seamlessly? It has to do with culture. It has to do with the foundation that Bob Myers, Steve Kerr, Joe Lacob, and Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson have been able to build. You look at this team right now, and you have the star power, namely with Steph Curry. And other than that, there are a bunch of great complementary pieces. But you're like, yo, this isn't a Warriors roster that's top-heavy with stars other than Steph Curry, but all of the pieces fit in so seamlessly right now because of the culture, because of the foundation, and they have been able to perfect the style in which they play in, where you can add in a bunch of other complementary pieces, they'll be able to flourish just like Andrew Wiggins is right now. I want to see Andrew Wiggins stay on this roster too, just for himself. Look, there was a lot of pressure on him after being the number one pick. He goes to the Minnesota Timberwolves after that trade. LeBron James basically sent him out, and everybody thought that he was going to be the franchise pillar to bring the Timberwolves back, and he didn't live up to those lofty expectations, and people were labeling him as a bust. Andrew Wiggins then went to a good basketball situation in Golden State, and his game has been brought to another level because I think he just feels comfortable. He feels the pressure off of him, and when you're in a good family environment, when you're in a good business environment, when you're in a good basketball environment, that allows you to live up to the best of your capabilities. This roster is good as is. The Warriors don't need to make any trades. I don't think it makes any sense to trade away Andrew Wiggins for a guy like Brandon Ingram. So my message right now to Bob Myers, I don't think you need to wheel and deal. You have Klay Thompson, James Wiseman coming back. Yeah, this Warriors roster is set and primed to make a deep run in the Western Conference playoffs. Has Andrew Wiggins been better than you thought? So many people labeled this guy a bust. I've been the one always saying, and my opinion counts, folks, that Andrew Wiggins is overrated or is underrated but overpaid. So is Andrew Wiggins better than you thought? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I was right. Some of you were wrong. Just give me the credit. In all seriousness, get those votes in. And thanks for watching today's show.